It's a fuck the tech 4th of July. We'll just go with that. Fuck the tech 4th of July. Fuck that thing for now. What's up? Good morning. Sunday morning, 4th of July. What is happening? Apparently Jason partied too much. It is a chill morning. I'm going to try to chill as much as I can because tonight is going to be just, loud noises till, God knows. Used to not mind them when I was younger. Used to love going out to fireworks when I was younger. Now I just want to chill. I just want to chill on my evening with beer. I didn't buy any beer. Didn't buy anything to drink. I don't know. Probably pull up some lawn chairs in the driveway and watch everybody else's fireworks. That's what we'll probably do. And hope the dogs don't shit all over the place. Which happens. Nice. Jump out of the rocking chair. Yep. Say it makes me jump out of my gaming chair. That happens to rock. Happens to be a rocking gaming chair. How's everybody doing? Get the coffee going. I don't get to say it today. I don't get to say this Sunday. It's Sunday. I know what that means. It's Monday because I'm off Monday. I don't know about the rest of you. Peter, you don't get the holiday off. I'm sorry. Not that you shouldn't. I mean, I'm more than willing to share all the holidays. I mean, hell, we steal everybody else's holidays all the time. So, as cultures come into the country, we adapt their holidays to our own. So, and I don't know if you're getting the day off, Jason, or not. You're off Monday. Good. Yes. I think you guys celebrate, but a lot of stuff over there, though. Also that we don't celebrate here. Peter, for sure. Okay, I'm going to do a quick logo. How to design a logo in Canva. Yesterday I talked about creating simple overlay. So today let's look at creating simple logos. In fact, Canva has a logo template. They have all kinds of logos that you can choose. Now, understand when you are choosing a logo from Canva, thousands of other people are looking at the same logos. So, as a graphic designer, my one piece of advice is, at some point, if you are seriously, wanting to start a business that is going to grow, look at creating your own brand ID. There's nothing wrong with using these kind of logos at all. Just that, you know, you're using a template. These are all, does it have a for me, hospital logos, doctor logos, we got church logos, we got event logos, we got animated logos. I always use stuff like this for inspiration. There are a lot of logo inspiration sites that you can find that they'll kind of help you. They help us designers. I created a quick logo without even looking at the logos yesterday when I created overlays. I created the designer logo right here. And that was just using one of the text, graphic design text, and the elements. I went and found this little kind of pen tool. And I did that on the fly. I did that yesterday. So let's we're kind of look at their offerings. Let's look at their offerings, you know. Doctor's logo, animated logo. What other animated logos did they got? Team One Shot. Kind of cool. If I put Team Nade Shot there, I'd probably get in trouble. Nade Shot would not be happy with me. Interesting. Interesting. That's kind of cool. So they have a lot of good logos to choose from. I'm not seeing a lot of skulls so far. I'll search. Skull logo. Oh. I like the kind of simplistic style. That's kind of cool. Not much in the way there. The one that inspired your stuff was on here? So that's it's not very many, and not very many. The animated one. As you can see, those two kind of are similar, right? That's what I'm talking about. You know, there's going to be ones that use similar elements. Rutger Bay Reapers. One of my initial logos was kind of a gaming style logo. I opted to move away from that because I don't do a lot of gaming. I do a lot of gaming, but I don't. That's not going to be my thing. So yeah, cool stuff. A lot of great, church event. Got gaming logos, like I said. There's gonna be a lot of those. Badge logos, art design logos, fashion, band logos. The black blonde, that's funny. Computer logos, food and drink, education, sports, restaurants. All results. Yeah. A lot of stuff, a lot of logos that you can already choose from to modify. But I want to create something scratch. So I got to come up with a company. Got to come up with a company to create a logo for. Already did the designer. A foot care. Foot care. How about a foot? No. Some sort of beauty logo, maybe. Beauty. Oh. Magic recommendations. That's kind of cool. What other kind of recommendations is that? I don't like that one. I like this one. I like that one. Could say because there's not a lot of hair, we could say this is kind of a skincare, you know. What do we want? There's font combinations, but I would love to just have like something just be able to choose text, but we'll go with what they're giving us here. And search text. I mean, bold red echo, stay fearless. And that's my style. We have a lot of, It's kind of fluid. It's kind of organic. It's kind of, you know, we don't, we could juxtapose with my effects. I don't want that. I don't want an effect on there. Turn that to, we're gonna turn it, we're gonna start with black. One of the things that people, and this is why you know, when you're serious about getting a logo, a good logo designer is going to design a logo that's going to work on a variety of medium, not just, you know, like for your website or, you know, for some animation or whatever. This logo a logo has to be able to be used on everything, you know, in, you know, you have a full color and a black, a version that can be just basic black or white, depending on it, on, you know, on the background it's going to be put over. Baked fresh. It's not baked fresh. Maybe we do a kind of a bold. I'm already not feeling it myself, but I do want this to say, good. We can go pick what we want. That's good. Ugh. First, let's say we want. There we go. Sort of like that, but maybe not. One of the things with choosing a like script font, I don't think it lets you do per character here. With a script font, you got to make it look like it's script. A lot of people will do that. You know, got to make it look script, like it's actual handwriting. Eh. Monument, that looks at Norwester. Norwester, I think, is what I used in that design. Oswald. I love Oswald, but that's not, doesn't work. Baylor's. But the new you. I mean, just basic, just using 2 typefaces. We want to look at it to see how It looks in a few configurations. And I would probably keep this as a one color logo too. I wouldn't even try. I wouldn't make like a big full color logo out of this. I would not do that at all. We're gonna float away on this music. Bye bye. All right, so quick few minutes logo, Level up. All right, we're gonna go. Okay, look, it's an arcade, a new arcade. A new arcade. I kind of like that. I kind of like it. Let's say we just got to use that text. So level up. Let's find an element like aim. Effect. Why won't it let me put an effect on that? Is there already something on there? That's rude. We don't need any animations. Let me crop it, but it's not going to let me do anything else. I don't. Okay. Bye-bye. Think. So no colors, no effects, no nothing. Come on. Really? Sort of disappointed. All you can do is color them. All right, so yeah. All we can do is color them. Or animate. I am a bit disappointed. So how are those other logos? the new you skincare. Look at that. That's sort of hilarious. So it added an animated element to that, but this is, I believe, just a background. Oh, background with some other elements. That's cool. I like the way they did that. Do like the way they did that. There are colors, different colors. You can color within that. Okay. That's cool. How do you determine that? That is something I am going to need to figure out. All right, we're going to delete that. There's got to be something in there that when I click that and okay. It does not give me any options other than the crop, flip. Already got that one, so could try that, but that's not going to work. All right. So at least in designing logos, you can do one color logos. You're going to have to get really, really creative. Yeah, you'll have to get really, really creative on that. How many times did I put it in there? Jesus. I just want one. Thank you. Ungroup. We'll leave that there. Cold, smooth, and tasty. Let's do the brew. The brew. Beer. That one looks like it has a fill in it. So yeah, it's a 2 color. So we can actually go in and that's cool. All right. The default colors. I like that. Sweet. There we go. That's what I want. I don't see anywhere where we can adjust the color. I'm clicking on it, right? I'm clicking on it. I don't see anywhere where you can add a color. Effects. Like working colors, pixelate, shadows, duotone. I mean, as a guy who's able to edit just about anything and everything within Photoshop or Illustrator, to design just a logo from the ground up, it's very frustrating unless you're going to be designing just really, really simple logos. Well, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Here, and I'm going to go to the effects. Actually, the adjust, right? And the brightness. If we take the brightness down, maybe there's going to be something in here. Maybe, oh, we're like, oh, so close. Maybe the brightness can go back up. No. Saturation. No. The contrast, no, gotta be in there somewhere. Oh, that was like really close. I mean, I think we're in the ballpark. No, you would. Yeah. Well, I don't want to say that you know, it's not terrible. When you want to do quick things, you know, when you're someone who doesn't have the design chops, or like I said, you don't have design chops, you don't have Photoshop foo, you know, Canva is great to you know, get you some marketing and promotional stuff up quickly. One of the issues I find is that people are all over the place with that. I mean, you want everything to have the same look and feel, and so you know, even if you're going to use Canva, come up with pick a template style and go with that on everything. All right, because that's just, you know, that's just a pain in the ass right there. That's a pain in the ass. Let's see if we can't find something that's more, you know, There we go. It's white. That's going to let me color it. All right. There we go. And maybe we do this first. Maybe we just do, you know, the why can't I is there too much line spacing? What's the deal? There we go. Perfect. We need a little, we need something on the label. Yeah. I like these things on the sides, but they're not quite. They are not quite. I like the line drawing of the bottle, and the skull matches that, but we need the text and the little wheat things. Something. We need. Kind of a thinner text that kind of represents that text, and these need to be more, I don't know what, you know, line draw, wheat. Oh, look, yeah, look at there. Oh. All right. I like it, but okay. Got it. Let's duplicate. League Spartan. This is Sparta. Oh. Oh, look at that. That's like, I mean, it's almost perfect. It's almost perfect. Hey, Joe. Happy Treason Day. Because I know you're Canadian, you don't necessarily celebrate 4th of July. Or do you guys? Forgive my ignorance on that subject. I do hope everybody's having a great weekend, regardless if it was a holiday. Canada Day on the 1st. There we go. Happy belated Canada Day. I'm gonna group that, and then I might make it bigger. Make it bigger. The brew. I'm gonna group those. Yeah, the days of kings are over. I don't know why we hold on to such traditions. And really, I mean, the days of the few ruling over the many also should really be over. Unfortunately, I feel that's, too many people are resigned to the fact to have someone else take care of them. Not to get all, political or everything. Myself, I am a very libertarian minded person. I value individual freedom and liberty, as well as individual responsibility. Correct. Yeah, I agree with that. So Joe, we're kind of messing around in Canva, just kind of seeing, the limitations of using it to create logos. Now, Canva, there are logo templates in Canva that you can, modify to suit whatever your needs are. I'm just going through and trying to see how I can take elements and create them. I find it a bit a bit tedious if you're trying to create something from scratch, a logo from scratch. I probably, well, let's see. Duplicate that. Maybe not out of those. There we go. Very challenging. Not a lot of masking options because I would probably do a lot of masking. We could use this one instead. This one, let's get kind of you know, ungroup. Let's see. What's it? Hey. We can go. There we go. Find a way better font. I mean, we could go with mine, but something with a little character, something. They got all the usual headline fonts in here that are fun. Intro Rust. Kind of dig it. I kind of dig it. From the bones. Although I want something else. I want a different scale. Let's see. Scale. Cool ones in there, but still. I don't know if I want to go more iconic or something. They roll the bones. That sounds good. Maybe. Does it give me this won't let me color it. Another one that won't let me color. I don't understand their determination on that. Why? Oh, why they won't. I mean, it's a solid color. It should let me color. It let me color it. Oh, so sad. Oh. No. Where did you go? No. Let's try just maybe 2. Too much? Some good cartoony ones in there. Oh, hey. Nice scowl, but I don't know. That's a funny one. I mean, I could go all. Oh, yeah. I mean, all right, you know. All right. So let's all right. I got another idea. Got another idea. No charge on this one, doctor. How's that one? Does that one grab you? Gotta be centered, right? Yeah. I mean, that was like less than a minute worth of work right there. That's a $1,000 logo. Oh, I was hoping that was all white. I like that one. Doesn't quite look like a back when you turn it on its side. The happy spine. Nice. Lots of chiropractic stuff in here. Yeah. That's kind of interesting. Speaking of the crossbones. All right, we're getting cluttered. Nice. You can move it to different ones. Middle. No, I want to. Maybe they're centered. Maybe. I could totally go down rabbit holes. I've got Illustrator files that are just pages of where I start and then I'll make a copy and then I'll change the font or the color or change elements, and I just keep making copies, and then I have pages full, and my art boards, I don't know if I have any on here or not. They're all, most of it is on my hard drives at work. But yeah, I'll take a page, just to, it's 8.5 by 11 in Illustrator, just start, working ideas. I kind of like the simplicity of that. Yeah, your birds. Go. So yeah, you can create logos from scratch in Canva. You could probably do a lot more than what I've done, but I've just created it, adding some text and combining some elements together, to create a few simple logos that are effective. They're not all perfect, but if you're a business starting out and you need a logo, you can certainly do it in Canva. So Canva is a very flexible tool. Oh, look at that. I didn't even see that one. That one's kind of cool. Kind of industrial. Oh, laundry day. Yikes. There's another one. I like that too. Holy cow. There's even another one. I'm on a roll. And there's me. Ha ha ha. Yeah, you could go down rabbit holes for sure. All right, I'm going to kind of wrap up at least this logo tutorial of creating logos. So good luck with your logo, your logo creation in Canva. And thanks for watching this quick tip. Bye-bye, Canva. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I had started this thing for a friend of mine a couple weeks ago. Let's I'm going to try to kind of wrap it up a bit. We want to create in After Effects a quick open. So let me go to his folder. Save this. The Mortis G open. I've already created a kind of a group of graphics that I want to use, but first I want to make sure that it's ready for After Effects, because I got a lot of layering going on. A lot of layering going on. So let's deal with the text. Text here. So I've created a nice little kind of Mortis G's RPGs logo there. What I'm going to do in Photoshop is I'm going to select all the layers I want. I didn't name them, but that's okay for now. I'm going to right click. We're going to merge layers. I'm going to click and hold with my left mouse button and then hold the Alt key. That creates what's kind of called a stamp. While it's made up of all these layers right here, I've now created a layer that is just one layer. I'm going to get rid of all these other layers because I don't need them anymore, because I'm going to save this as, in fact, I'll do it now, right? File. I'm going to save it as I'm going to say AE because I'm saving this to pull into After Effects. Save it. All right. Now, one of the other, I'm going to hide that right now. One of the other elements we have is we've got this guy right here, and we've added all kinds of. That's his original look, and we have a layer mask on him because he was on this white background. We masked him out. We then started kind of we had this background right here. We wanted them to match in that background, so we started adding some curves, some hue and saturation, some levels, a little bit of vibrance. Actually, I think he looks better that way without the vibrance. Throw that vibrance away. Yeah, we don't want that. And then brightness and contrast, which kind of make him a little bit more contrasty. Now, one of the things we did is throw on another texture layer. I'm going to move that to the bottom and see how that does. Yeah, now he stands out a little bit better. I think I like that better, where he's standing out a little bit better. We've got some areas in here that are problematic. They're problematic. So let's see if we can fix those. I'm going to go and get a brush tool. Black. Make sure we're on this layer right here. On this layer right here, make sure you have the actual mask selected. Can I make those so that you can see them a little bit better? Panel options. You guys could probably see those better now, right? Yeah. My After Effects is covering things. Okay, here we go. Forgive me. All right, so yeah, you can see this this panel a little bit better. The mask layer. We're going to go in here and use black as our foreground and paint with black. We're just going to kind of get rid of this white area that didn't get rid of it when I was selecting. I'm just going to get rid of all that. It's so small, you're not going to be able to really tell. I'm just going to kind of go through that. Yeah, really zoomed in, yeah. And I might even just use my magic wand and like select. Oops. Select that. I'm holding my shift key to include these other areas that I'm clicking in. And then I'm going to hold my alt key and hit the backspace. There's still a few areas left, but that's okay. Yeah, gonna have to. Oh. Oop. Let us just get rid of those couple areas, and then we'll just use our brush tool for the rest. We're gonna make sure that's selected. Oh, okay. I'm trying to brush here, right? I'm like, hey, that's not disappearing. Why? It's because I still got marching ants over here, so it's anything outside of those ants you can't, you know, it's not letting me use my brush tool. So if that ever happens, right, when you're, you know, you've made a selection, you've, you know, did what you want to do with it, and then you try to go and maybe paint elsewhere and it's not working, hit Control D. Control D will get rid of these marching ants, will disappear. Control D, boom, gone. Now I can come over here, make sure you're still on your layer mask, and now I can kind of paint out some of these areas. Now, one thing you can do is you can paint out these areas, and if you go over them, that's fine. You know, if you eat into those dark areas, that's okay. Because then you can hit your X key and it will switch these swatch colors to white. So, and then you can decrease your brush with the right and left bracket keys. If I don't know if you can see it, it's growing because I'm going to the right bracket. It's decreasing because of hitting the left bracket. And then in those areas where you want to try to bring back the areas you may have painted over, you could just go in there with that small brush. There's still a lot of white left in there, but you know, I think it's going to be okay. It's kind of so far away, you know. Again, there's a little bit of stuff there too, but we're not going to worry about that. I think he looks creepy enough. I know, right? Being a Halloween dude, I built magic wands for a Harry Potter thing. Sorry, guys, it's not you. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get more coffee real quick. So grab your cups, go refreshing your coffee, and I'll be right back in 1 minute. Oh, yeah. The coffees. I know my coffee's warm because the TARDIS is disappearing. It's launching, and it's launching into space. So when the coffee's warm, the TARDIS shows up, you know, in space. When the coffee's cold, it shows up on this side. So. Lovely. All right. Back to the creepy guy. Creepy guy here. So I've got this texture overlay in that. It looks cool. Oops. You've got that texture. So I am going to, since this is my AE layer now, I saved it. I'm just going to select these two layers, choose the top one, hold the shift key, and click on the bottom one. And then I'm going to hit Control E, which will flatten layers. You can either select them, or you can go to the layer above it and hit E, and it will flatten it down. So you can either select them both and hit E, or just select whatever layer you want above and flatten down. There we go. Also, normally I would probably keep, because I've got another copy. I'm not worried about destroying anything. So I want to apply the layer mask on the dude here, the creepy dude. And I can just grab that mask and drag it down to the trash can down there. It'll ask me if I want to apply, cancel, or delete. If you delete it, it gets rid of it, of course, and you have all the white back. You would apply it. It now gets rid of all the white. So now we don't have that. And I'm going to take him. I'm just going to move him to the center for the moment. Now what I'm also going to do, because I still have all these adjustment layers above him, I'm going to select the top one, select him, Control E. You see a slight shift around his edges. That's okay with me. He still retains, you know. So now I just have my 3 layers there. And that's what I want. And so I'm going to save it. I'm going to save that. Going to minimize Photoshop. Let me pull up the After Effects again and get it. I want to get it in so that everything's on one screen here. Okay, I've already saved it as the Mortis Geopen. I'm going to double click within my projects panel to import a file. I'm going to go find that file over in my clients, Mortis G. I'm going to look for my Mortis RPG AE file. There's all my files that I've used. I'm going to import it. Now, one of the things when you import files in like Photoshop or Illustrator, you can import them into to After Effects as footage, which makes them one single file. So I'm going to do that. Merged layers. You can actually go in and choose layers you want to bring in and merge their, if they have layer styles on the Photoshop. on the layers. At the document style, I'm going to merge layers. I'm just going to create a, the Mortis G open. I'm creating a composition. What I clicked on was the little composition icon down here. It brought this open where I can name it. I'm in the basics tab, and I usually create things in HDTV 1080 at 29 frames or 30 frames per second. That's standard for video. I'm going to leave it at full resolution. It's going to be 10 seconds. The background color, I'm going to change that to black. That's usually the standard color. It's black. Don't worry about any advanced tabs or the 3D render. I'm not doing any 3D stuff at the moment, so we're going to say okay. Right now, you're seeing the blank transparent background. If that bugs the shit out of you, you can go and this little toolbar right underneath the main composition window, you can go in and turn the transparency grid off. What I like to have on is the mask shapes and path visibility. I also use what's called the title and action save. If you like working with grids and aligning things really anally, you can do the proportional grid. You can turn on another grid in the background. That all hurts my eyes. So I'm going to turn that off. And I just like the title safe. And if you're unaware about what title safe is, that has to do with kind of broadcast standards. Starting from the outer edges, the first square is if you want any content to be seen and not covered up by the TV, the frames of TV, which used to kind of like this frame right here, right? Let's say that's the plastic frame that covers the frame. That's the plastic frame that covers the actual screen. Old TVs used to do that. You have a tube and the TV itself, the cabinet was on top of it. So you would actually have a certain area of your TV screen covered up by the TV framing hardware, if you want to call it. So when people were creating things for broadcast, there was, anything outside this may not be seen. So you wanted to make sure that everything within this line that you want to be seen, live content, is within that. The next one is what the title safe. So this is broadcast safe, and within the next one is title safe. Any text you wanted on screen needed to be within, the title safe area. So you had action safe, they called this. That's what, right? Because that's what it says over here. Title action safe. So any action you wanted on TV had to be within this one. Any titles needed to be within this one. Now these other lines, right? Because everything's 16:9 these days. The days of 4:3 are fucking gone. Thank God. You have action safe, action safe, title safe 4:3. And so, when we first went to HD, where I work at the TV station, going from a 4:3 standard definition broadcast to a 16:9, for several years, we had to make sure that all our stuff was still within because people still had 4:3 TVs. This is like 8 years ago. So, I mean, not that long ago. Seems like a long time, but it wasn't that long ago. There you go. Quick technical history of broadcast All right, so we've got our composition. I've got my, my title action save turned on. I've got my footage, which it's a flattened file, so I can pull it down into. I can either pull it over to my composition window, or I can pull it down to the timeline, which is down here at the bottom. Now, I did not design it within 1920 by 1080 because of what I wanted to do with it. So I'm going to scale it in After Effects. You click on the layer, hit S. That brings up your scale tools. Or if you zoom out, that's why I have these handles, well, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. Never mind. These handles are for the damn, for damn masks and stuff. So if I create a mask on this here, I'll create a quick mask. And that created a shape mask. And those masks were annoying. I can go up here and I turn that off and it turns the mask shape off. Same thing if I create a shape layer. Fill that with some color. If I create a shape layer, the little line, the little line that creates the shape is disappearing. When you select on it, you see the little line. Anyway, that's what that's for. Not to hide the bounding boxes of. We get rid of that mask. Have a good cooking stream, Peter. Say hi to Mrs. Amazing. I think I've got notifications turned on, so I will jump over to Twitch. I'm going to jump over to Twitch. I'm going to go to your channel. Have that up. I don't know what time it is. What time is the stream? There it is. Okay. One hour and 15 minutes, folks. 12 p.m. Eastern. Head over to Twitch. Look for the Miss Amazing. She does a cooking stream. I'm sure Peter will be around. Check that out. What are we cooking today? Do we get a sneak peek? Do we get a do we get a tease of what we're cooking today? Yes, the Miss Amazing. Something with curry. Okay, all right. All right, go get set up. Go get prepared. Go get prepped. Thanks for coming and hanging out this morning. I do appreciate it. All right, I'm set up. I'm set up here for when Miss Amazing comes on. We'll check that out. All right, so I pulled in my single file one, and I can sit here and scale it by the numbers. You can, click and type numbers, or you can hold, and these little 2 arrow things come up. You could scale it down, or you can, drag it by these handles. Hold the shift key though, because you don't hold the shift key, you get all wonky. We don't want to get all wonky. So there we have the, the single file, but I don't want that. I don't want it as a single file. So I'm going to delete that out of the composition. I'm then going to delete that out of I want a layered file because I'm going to animate this. So I'm going to double click. I'm going to select that Mortis GRPG AE again. I'm going to import it, but this time I'm going to import it as a composition, and I'm going to retain the layer files. I want to merge layer files if they are there, which there shouldn't be because I went ahead and did that in Photoshop. So I'm going to pull that in. It's going to give me another composition, and that composition is at the size of the Photoshop file, so it's way bigger than what I want. But it also gives me this folder here, which is all the Photoshop layers, and that composition has all my Photoshop layers. For my purposes, I don't need that composition that it created. I'm going to delete it. And I'm going back to my regular composition, but I still have my folder, right? I'm going to rename that folder. And if you select it, hit the enter key. The stills, that's how I organize my images. I have stills that goes for like any kind of photos, background images, logos, anything that is a static image goes into my stills. I am then going to pull in, in the projects panel, you can click on the layers. Now you can rename those if you want. There's my guy. You can see the little thumbnail of him up there. See the background. It brought the background in with that big, it was the big texture layer that I had over it. And then because I retained the layer sizes. And then there's my text. So first I'm going to bring in my background, and I'm just going to select it and drag it down to my composition. It's going to be huge. Again, I'm going to hit S, and I'm going to use my pointer tool over the numbers to then slide it down until I get to about there. Because what I'm going to do is I want to scale it down, and then I'm going to grab the handles and scale it down just enough, because I want to make sure there we go. If I see a little bit, I'm just going to keep adjusting it a little bit till I don't see the bottom. All right. There we have my full thing, my full background, and I can slide it back and forth because that's kind of what I want to do. The 10-second thing, and I just kind of want to, do a slow kind of pan with this. So I'm gonna, for 10 seconds, I hit P to pull up my position. Let me do that again, right? All right. Click on the layer, you hit P for position. That brings up your position. That gives you the X and the Y, right? The first one is the X. The second one is the Y, which is, you know, the vertical. X is the horizontal. And that just tells you where this registration point is at any point in time. Got the doggies are being let out if you hear the ruckus in the background. Okay. So I can click on the layer and then hold shift and constrain it to the horizontal and move it over to where I want. So I don't want to see that edge there. We're then gonna position a keyframe, which is this little stopwatch. There's a little stopwatch here. I'm gonna click that. I'm then gonna take my timeline indicator, which is this little blue triangle and line or pointer, move it all the way to the end. I'm going to create another keyframe. Now, if that stopwatch is blue, that means your keyframe's on, but you don't want to click that again to create another keyframe. There is a you can add or remove a keyframe with this little indicator over here. Now, I can do that, or I can just go up here, either drag it, or I can use the position in here and move it. And I don't know if you saw it, but I'll do it again. Watch over here. Oh, you can't see it. So let me move my thing. Watch down here at the end. So a little blue dot popped up. That means a new keyframe was made. And so while I'm over that, I'm just going to drag all the way over to the side. And now I can preview that. So there you go. That's simple. Now that's doing its thing. I'm going to grab some things that I got from work. They started going through all the closets, started throwing stuff away. So I've got some kind of cool elements that I want to use to see what I can find and create some effects in the background. And I'm talking, this is going old school. And I didn't even know we had this stuff. But it's when you do special effects, I mean, you know, that there are companies that create effects and stuff. Apparently one of them was Art Beats. These were in the closet, and our new CSD went through and was like, hey, I'm just going to throw this stuff away. And it's digital film library. It's got all kinds of like elements and special effects stuff in it. Now, a lot of it is SD. But man, I think I could create a lot of cool retro looking shit. But there are some outfit explosions, fireworks, and some of them are missing. So who knows? We may not be able to do what we want because some of these are missing. they're not. Fireworks, smoke, I mean, they've got like all kinds of like, stuff that is, color bar. Holy shit. I think I did find the holy grail of some stuff here. If it's here. Dang. Yeah, some of this may be missing, so maybe that's why they don't have it anymore. In fact, it looks like a lot of it's missing. I am now disappointed. I'm now disappointed. Overcast, rain. Guys. We'll see. We'll see what we got. Real fire. Mad at that real fire shit. Stuff might not even work. Hi. Need something? Okay. See you later. See you later. Kids. Kids. All right, I'm gonna check this out. I actually still have a disc reader, and that's what these are all on. They're on disc. Let's see what we can. Oh goodness. Let's enjoy the journey together. It's taking a while. Hopefully the discs are still readable. That's one thing we gotta up. Flames. Will it give us? There we go. Okay, we got some flames. How well does that work, though? How well will that work? Let's see how big they are. I mean, they're not too big because they're all SD. So I'm going to select the bonfire. Maybe that. All right. Let's copy them. I'm going to copy them over to that folder. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it footage because that is what where I usually put any video footage. Only 90 megabytes. That's funny. Now, there's a good chance that these will not import. And we got lucky. I'm going to create a footage folder in here. I'm going to drag it down to the timeline. You don't see anything because it's behind my background. So I want to make sure that it's on top of my background layer. All right. So these don't have alphas. These don't have alphas. That's okay, because we can use what's called a Luma key. So I'm going to go to my Effects and Presets tab. I'm going to hit Luma. There it is, Luma key. I'm going to drag it to that clip. Key out darker. Threshold is 0 right now. I'm going to just click on that and drag it. I'm going to mess around with the tolerance and the edge feather. Okay. Now, it's not traveling with it right now. That's okay. I mean, what I could really do is create a layer composition. Out of this, out of the background, I'm going to Control Shift C to create what's a pre-comp, and I'm going to say background scene. All right, I'm going to undo that, because what I want to do is when I go to background scene, I don't really want to move all those layers. I'll do it this way. We're going to click just that layer, not both of them. I'm going to go Control Shift C. I want to leave all the attributes on that layer so that my keyframes stay there. So now I've got my background layer that will move. But what I'm going to do is then I'm going to cut Control X, that little explosion off. And if you notice now, I have 2 layers. I'm going to rename that layer as background scene. And I'm going to name it up here, background scene. I should have done that the other way around, but background scene. Background. Yeah, the layer name should be background. I lost a G somewhere, but anyway. All right, so now that's background scene. I can double click. I'm going to create another folder first. That's pre-comps. And that pre-comp is just like nested comps within other comps. And I want to move that background scene into there because I got my main comp. Now I have my footage, pre-comp stills. Trying to keep things organized. So I'll go to pre-comps. I'll double click the background scene. Right. I'd cut that other I cut the other explosion out. I'm going to Control V. Oops, I'm going to scale it up. And one of the things I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to put a mask. I'm going to mask this layer. And how you can do that is you can either draw it or you can click on the layer and then double click the shape, the rectangle tool. I'm going to turn on it so you can see it. I can then control click on the border and then just drag. Oops. Drag it. Drag it. Drag it. I can then also go to back out to Photoshop and find out the size of that. It's a lot of tedious stuff, but like my image size here is 8,000 by 3,200 at 300 DPI. Damn. Go back out to go over to After Effects. I'm going to go to my comp and the composition settings. I'm going to say that's 8,000 by 3,200. I'm going to center that with the Align tab. And maybe scale it up just a bit to get rid of those little black spots at the top and the bottom. Okay. All right. So I've got that done. So I want to scale that up so that it so that so that the top of you can lock things too so that they don't move when you're moving other elements. A nice little explosion that happens at the bottom, then fades out. I want to put a blur on it. So I'll go to the effects and I'm going to say fast blur. Oops. Blur. Or let's try box blur. Fast box blur. That's what I want. I'm going to pull that down. I can drop it on the composition layer. That'll automatically open my effects control tab. And it puts it under the effect that I have on it, which is the Luma key. I'm going to say blur radius. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So I kind of want to look like it's, out there in the distance a bit, Kind of got another idea that I want to do. I'm going to turn off that layer. I'm going to duplicate After I unlock it, duplicate that layer. All right. I'm going to shut off the bottom layer. I'm then going to take my pen tool. And I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to start just kind of tracing this horizon deal here, you know. I'm not gonna sit here and like make it like really pretty like I would want to. I'm just gonna do kind of a really quick kind of a really quick mask. Oh. It's the trouble with doing this sort of thing. It just kind of, you know, shit just pops in your head, man. Oh. Again, we're just kind of tracing the kind of the horizon there real quick. I mean, this is down and dirty. If I really wanted to, if I would have thought of this ahead of time, probably would have, you know, created a, separated everything in Photoshop. I'm going to drag that out over here. Okay. And I really did not need to duplicate that. Okay. So I've got that masked, right? And I'm going to now create another layer. I'm going to duplicate it. But what I'm going to do is with that layer mask, you can go in, there's two masks. I don't want two masks, right? Oh wait, I do want two masks. Invert. Let's delete that. Invert. There we go. That's what I want. What I want right there. I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to duplicate it again. I'm going to pull that down below. I'm going to name that top one is going to be foreground. Sorry, I double clicked and opened up the footage kind of viewer, and then gonna select the layer name, and then I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to say that this is background buildings. Okay. I'm then going to go into the masks on this one, and I believe nope. Add, maybe subtract, invert. Oh, okay. I need to I need to hide that top layer because, yeah, that's subtracted. I want to subtract that one. I want that one. The bottom one should subtract. Subtract. No. Oh, there we go. So now we have that background layer there. And then we have the foreground layer. We can then move this in between. Let me turn it back on. And now it looks like it's like happening over the horizon. We can then take that background. We can also add the fast blur to that background. And then blur that out a bit. One of the things that we want to do first is, since we've masked out this sign, in the background we've got this kind of thing going on. And you can do an aware fill. And so I think what I want to do is duplicate that layer. I'm going to get rid of that top mask. I don't need that really. I don't really need the top mask on anything really, because we did get rid of, or we cropped it down what we needed. So so let's look. First we don't want our layer here, or like we don't want it blurred. Sorry, I think it's the coffee, the not coffee. Before I do not off to sleep doing this, put everybody to sleep, I just want to thank everybody, hey, for hanging out this morning on this 4th of July. I'm going to finish up a few things with this, and I'm going to go have lunch with my girlfriend. So, but what we are trying to do, we want to do this content aware fill here. And I want to look at for the steps on doing that, because, man, I can never remember how to do that. But it has to do with masking, using masks. There it is, content aware fill. Okay, so this is our background. I'm going to take this mask off. I'm going to get rid of that box blur. I'm going to pick my pen tool. I'm going to go ahead and mask just the sign off. We'll see how that works. I'm just adding points around the edges. See you, Joe. Have a freaking awesome day. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. You bet. I'm going to go down and mask the whole thing. Oh. Well, thank you, Jason, for the continued lurking. All right. Go in and we need to subtract. Boom, subtract. The work area or entire duration. Generate fill. And that is doing its thing, I think. It did not really do anything. Oh, it's analyzing. It's analyzing the background scene. So it may take a few. So we're going to let it analyze that. Do its thing. Could probably just do one frame, maybe. Let's generate reference frame. All right. Huh. If you generate a reference frame, it throws it into Photoshop. That's kind of cool. I think we are going to. All right, buddy. Jason, we'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Have a happy 4th. Like I said, you celebrated a little bit yesterday, it sounds like. So hopefully today will be just as fun. Thanks for hanging out. We will catch you later. All right, there we go. That's creating something a little bit tighter for me. I don't think it's going to take as long. I'm getting ambitious with this. It is 10:27. So I'm going to let this do its rendering, and then we will continue this at some other time, or I'll just kind of finish it up. It's actually doing a really good job. It's yeah. Let's just kind of look at that before we stop. I mean, it's doing its thing, but it is doing a really good job of getting rid of that sign. There we go. All right, so that has kind of created this kind of frame. I'm going to turn everything off real quick. It has created this little, you know, little frame right there that if I turn on my background, actually kind of created a little weird thing up there, but that's okay. I wonder if we could do let's go back to delete this reference frame there. I'm going to turn that background on. That's not what I want. Well, yeah, that's what I want. Let's go here. We're going to turn off this up here. I bet if we go back down here, if I duplicate that there, I'm going to take my mask off. I'm not going to take the mask off there. I'm going to kind of deleting some unnecessary points. Nope. Stop. Wrong. I think we need to be a little bit more strategic. Okay. I'm going to turn the transparency grid out, and we do want to subtract that. So, all right. because we don't want it to be all rocks. It's still kind of generating rocks. I don't. All right, it's filling up too much of the time that I'm trying to do. So I am going to abandon that idea for now. Not saying it wasn't a good idea. Yeah, right now. Foreground, background, let's do that. We'll delete that. We're going to duplicate the foreground. I'm going to move it down there and call it. We're going to rename this to, oops. Background. Invert it. So yeah, now we have this, still have this separate foreground, background. Right. I am going to scale that up just a bit. Going to go back to the background. Kind of going to get rid of that right there. But then we're going to go back to the fast blur. I'm going to throw that fast blur on there again and then just blur it a bit. We're going to turn that background back on. So when we're moving the foreground and the background, I'm going to scale that up more. Just a bit. Just to give it a little bit of a, you know. We're just going to keep the 2D aspects of everything. I'm going to keep it at the 10 seconds, right? And I'm going to put the positioning moves on this. just a slight, just a hair, just a hair. I'm gonna have it come in at about 5 seconds. It's gonna take about 5 seconds to get to its resting place, which is about right there. I'm gonna move this to the end, and we're gonna move that. I'm gonna delete that. I want to be right on there, and I'm gonna but it's gonna be just a slight less of a move, right? Because that's where I want it to end. All right. Now you're going to see that sign in the background that's just, you know, something that's just going to have to happen. I think if we take the foreground and we scale that up a bit, right? And I'm gonna hit the Shift P, and I'm going to make sure that both of those are blue, and then I'm gonna move those up a bit. There we go. So now we have a bit of motion, right? A bit of motion. Turn on our explosion. I'm going to parent that by this little pick whip, they call it, the parent link. I'm going to parent it to that foreground because I want that to move with the foreground. I like that. I like it so far. Big explosion. Let's take this small little fire. Small little fire. Take the Luma key from this. I'm starting to talk like Bob Ross. I'm going to take both of those and I'm going to plop it on this. I'm going to blur it more. bit more. Gotta put a corner pin. Corner pin. If I put a corner pin on it, I can kind of make it sit along the edge. Take that corner pin and make sure that we are there. I'm also going to pick whip that to the background. I'm actually going to move it there in the background because I want it to move with the background. Kind of feel like that needs to be blurred a bit more. Oh, that's not what I want. I want you to be blurred a bit more. Come here, mouse. No, blur, because only the blur radius is. Oh, I want that to be kind of. I have another idea. Maybe this will help. I think. I'm gonna import this bonfire in. That bonfire, we might be able to use that to move my tolerance down. We might duplicate that, and then we're going to take off the Luma key and maybe our mask tool. Let's hide the foreground. Use our mask tool to kind of yeah, there we go. I mean, it looks kind of wonky, kind of crazy, but hey. We'll, let's say, we're going to say that's the fire. Bonfire. We want that to move with the foreground also. Kind of hiding that sign back there. I'm going to duplicate it. And we're gonna kind of do this opacity, kind of a transition-y thingy, so that it okay. I kind of want to do that with this layer also. No, not with that layer. That's not the layer. I like where that's at. We're just gonna kind of. Let's look at this whole scene. I mean, it's cheesy, it's hokey. But I like it. Uh-oh. I'm saving that. I gotta save it. Let's fix the I don't want the shape layer. Make that right there. Oh, I don't. What I wanted to do was just move this in to about the 5-second mark. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I got things to do today. It's the 4th. We're gonna go do a little 4th celebration or whatever. So thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it, Jason. Appreciate it, Joe. Appreciate it, Amazing Peter Gaming. For those anybody watching the replay, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you got anything out of this today, please, head over to buymeacoffee.com. If you want to support the channel, it's a great way to support the channel. Just it's not necessary. Not a requirement. I don't have any subscription stuff yet. That may be coming at some point, but it's just a way to support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Also, maybe you like what I'm doing, and you want to do it too. It's called content creation. Come on out to the Creators Guild, creatorsguild.app, right there. The group of content creators that are, supportive of each other, helping other content creators. Maybe you don't know how to do this graphic stuff, but you want to be able to create, a great production. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help you with that, to kind of help you, guide you along the way. Maybe you have information you'd like to help share with other people. Just come on out and to the Creators Guild, creatorsguild.app. If you need help, you want a guide, go to the creatortoolkit.com. It is a step-by-step, guide that can help you along your journey. Lots of information in there. So, check that out. I'm Grimskull. If you want to find out more about me, go to grimskull.com. And I usually stream on Saturdays and Sunday mornings at 8 PM CST. And I do graphic shit. So we'll check you later. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great weekend. We will see you on the next stream. Peace.